So with about 1 month until the next huge update, I'm sure that many of you are working on getting ready for whatever new things No Man's Sky has in store for us. I personally have been spending a lot of time doing this, and believe me, there's still a few things you can scratch off your list before the 24th of July. That's why I have made a comprehensive list of things you can do in order to get ready for the next update. But before starting the video, I will mention that this list will prove helpful to you regardless if you just started playing the game or if you have been doing so already for some time. No matter where you are in the universe of No Man's Sky, there's always something you can achieve, so without further ado, let's begin. First on the list is something that I have said in the past many times, but I will reiterate it, and that is finishing the main story. I know that this might sound obvious to a lot of you, but if you haven't finished the main storyline yet, I'd urge you to go ahead and do it before the next update drops. We're more than likely to receive more content in this regards, and it might become too overly complicated for you to keep track of all the story content that's out there. The main storyline in No Man's Sky is quite easy to complete. You also get to experience the main features of the game as well as earning loot and technologies along the way. The story will most probably continue with the next update, and that might require you finish the already existing story in Atlas Rises, so this will all fall into place and you'll get a grasp of what the lore behind No Man's Sky is, as well as the part you play as a traveler in the universe. I'm not going to spoil too much here, but the story questline has been drastically improved with the Atlas Rises, and it offers a much more improved experience as well as a more fitting ending. In the end, you can choose to remain in this galaxy or move into another one, but be warned that you won't be able to turn back on your options, so choose carefully. Number 2 is earning units, and the old saying about how money makes the world go round is just as true in No Man's Sky as it is in real life, except that in this case it makes the whole universe move, not just one single planet. No matter which course of action the next update takes, one thing is for certain, and that is you'll need money, lots and lots of money. It seems that at the very least we get a new type of ship that might end up being important for multiplayer, so that will more than likely cost a lot of units. There are multiple ways to make money in the universe of No Man's Sky, from simply playing the game to more complex ones such as farming and trading. I have already made a very nifty little video of top 5 methods to earn units in No Man's Sky, so I urge you to go ahead and check that one out in case you didn't already. No matter which course of action you pick, just make sure to have at least 50 million by the time the next update drops, maybe even 100 mil, as things might get overly expensive. Number 3 is stockpiling resources, and since we're speaking of earning stuff, I'd strongly recommend you also stockpiled on various resources that might be needed in next. While the more common ones such as iron, thamium and plutonium should already be there to upkeep your ship, you should also create a nice stash of the more uncommon elements. The possibility of getting new technology blueprints is rather high. Even if that won't happen, the new ship type will most likely require upgrades, so that will also need a lot of materials. So yeah, go ahead and stockpile a few thousand of each resource such as selenium, star bulbs, mordite, as well as other electronics and whatever else you can find for upgrades in next. Also, don't forget about the higher end products such as circuit boards and whatnot. If they won't get a use in next, you at least get the chance to sell them for immense profits. New blueprints might also be a possibility, case in which they will most probably cost nanites, and in order to get nanites you will have to do those space station missions, so why not plan ahead and just go ahead and do them now and gather a few thousand of these. You will most probably want to spend these on blueprints instead of just outright hunting for them. Number 4 is upgrading inventory. Since stockpiling all of these resources will obviously be a necessity, of course we also need a lot of inventory slots to put them in. That's why the next point on the list is all about upgrading your exosuit inventory slots. There are 2 compartments you can store your loot inside your exosuit, the normal one and the high capacity inventory, which is also called the cargo slot. These two are separate, they both follow separate upgrade routes. The cargo section can hold much more than the normal one, and of course to acquire more inventory slots you can find special pods on any planet surface and pay an incremental price each time you unlock another slot. Easiest way to find such pods is of course by using a signal scanner, but finding them manually is also a possibility, albeit more random and thus harder. Number 5, since we're still on the subject of inventory, you'll most probably want to install some of the main upgrades. I won't assume that you are a completionist, this is why I'll only name the upgrades that are an absolute necessity. For the exosuit, that is a full upgrade for your jetpack, health and stamina boosters. If you can also add some shields into the mix to survive further on harsh environments, then you're all set, but the first 3 ones are more important as they are the ones that you'll use the most in your gameplay. For the multi-tool, you might want to upgrade that mining beam to gather resources faster. If instead you wish to PvP more in next, you could also prepare for a more damaging weaponry such as a full upgrade bolt caster, but no matter what, I strongly suggest a terrain editor as that would be perfect, especially in harsh environments when you don't have all those shields up, so you can just go ahead and dig your own shelter by editing the very earth below you, making it a perfect tool exactly for this scenario. And you might also use it as a means to escape other players or simply just hide underground. For your ship, you'll mostly want a full upgrade for your warp drive as well as for your pulse engine. This will make both the galactic and the system navigation much faster and for longer distances. If you can also afford to fully upgrade its weaponry, then please go ahead and do so. Who knows, maybe you'll participate in some dogfights, but the most important here is the fully upgraded hyperdrive. Number 6, if you're still stuck with a less than stellar multi-tool, a starship or a freighter, then you probably want to get at least one of these, if not all, with their respective maximum class. To find the best multi-tool out there, I will just go ahead and post out a portal address as well as a video link for you guys to check them out. These multi-tools are both guaranteed to spawn in the same spot and you can just reload to get the one or the other. They are both maximum class guaranteed, but you need to have roughly 5, 6 or 7 million upon you depending on your already existing multi-tool, so this would be the perfect upgrade for whichever situation you want to prepare for. A max rank ship might also be down your alley. There are plenty of very good ones specifically in the Galactic Hub, but you can also just pop in any wealthy system, head down to the trading post and wait there for a while and check out what types of ships land, so you can just farm an S-class really easy and really fast. But the Galactic Hub is also a very good spot to just go in and grab one of these. Similarly with the ship method, you'll also want a freighter, and actually I recommend a freighter much more over a ship. So if you are struggling between a freighter or a ship, I think the freighter should be of a higher priority, especially if you don't already own one. A freighter gives you many benefits such as a huge storage capacity, a way to store your ships, as well as the possibility to build an additional farm in the back of it. Their hyperdrive range is much larger compared to the one of a ship. Number 7 is unlocking all portal glyphs. Sometimes people find certain curiosities such as a very lush planet in a star system that might be on the opposite side of the galaxy from where you are, or maybe you want to get to a special multi-tool or ship that you want to hunt. So in order to get there, you will most likely need to use a portal, and that requires unlocking a number of portal glyphs. There are a total of 16 glyphs in No Man's Sky, and they serve as coordinates when you input them at your nearest portal. Each system has its own portal coordinates that uses a combination of glyphs. While some do require only one single sequence of glyphs, most of the time you'll probably use all of them or the vast majority of them. That's why unlocking all the portal glyphs should be at the top of your priority list. To unlock them, you need to find traveler graves and interact with them. To do this, talk to the travelers you see at the trading post or at space stations, and they will point you towards one. Number 8 and last on the list is something that I have done a video on this before, and that is traveling to the hub. That will help you tremendously. There are a lot of things you can find here, and most of all, it will help you to achieve everything you want at a much faster rate. So if you're hunting for different ships, multi-tools, freighter, blueprints, and anything else out there, this is the spot to go, as everything is documented, or the vast majority of it is documented. There are plenty of farms out there that will help you reach huge amounts of units very fast, so just simply traveling to the hub, all of these points that I have presented you will be much easier to complete. If you don't know what the Galactic Hub is, I already made a video on that, so I suggest you go ahead and check it out. It's pretty awesome. So these are just 8 of the more important things you'll most likely want to do before the next update. I've only picked these ones as I found them to be more important, and I am sure that these will give you a more clear progression you can follow in the next month. There are also a number of other honorable mentions out here, such as learning all the alien worlds, setting up your own base, buying all the blueprints, completing all the achievements, but with so many things and such a low amount of time left, this might be a little bit too much for you. So in the end, I hope that this video proved useful to you. If it did, a like and a subscribe would be greatly appreciated. Also, don't forget about that notification bell, and I will see you guys in our next adventure.